What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right. So before I get into this video, I want to give a shout out to Elijah for contributing to the channel. All right. Much respect to Elijah for your donation. I saw it this morning, so much respect to you. Freaking contributor, a real true Warriors fan. You know what I'm saying? A real one. Not like a lot of these, bandwagoners who mysteriously shifted from the Warriors to the Raptors a couple of years ago. Then they became Clipper fans, and now they're Nets fans. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, and shout out to anybody that supports my channel. All right, so I will also give a shout out to Willie D because he's the first one I saw do a video talking about this. And shout out to Ticket TV because he just did a live stream talking about this. So this is my personal views on it, okay? So if you don't know what I'm talking about, Paul Pierce has received some criticism because he went live on Instagram and on his Instagram feed it showed him with apparently strippers in the background and some friends of his, and they appeared to be, having fun, maybe gambling or playing poker or something. Chris Paul is smoking. He might have been partaking in alcohol, but I don't know that for sure. But definitely smoking. And he's been criticized for this mainly because of a couple of reasons. Number one, he's an employee of ESPN, which by implication means he's also an ESPN employee of Disney, since ESPN is owned by Disney. And also, Paul Pierce is a married man and a public figure. So he's been criticized for being in this rambunctious and uh, salacious surroundings, I guess, right? Now, this is my take on the marriage angle. Now, if Paul Pierce is just carelessly, going out there doing dumb shit and he's married, um, and there's no prior agreement, like arrangement about how he's going to do certain things, then he's a dumb motherfucker. Um, but this is the thing about the marriage angle. Number one, uh, you don't know what his personal status is. Like, he could be married by definition, but not even really in a relationship anymore. Like, I have a family member who's technically married. I mean, if you Googled him, and did investigative work, it would say he's married. He hasn't officially been divorced, but by all intents and purposes, he's single. They haven't been together in years. They just never officially got divorced. So I can't really comment on the marriage part. I don't know whether they're still together or not. I assume that maybe they are. I don't know. And even if they are together, some men have arrangements. Some men will tell you, I'm not a one woman man. And the woman might be cool with that. Some women and men who are married, they have an arrangement where they do extracurricular shit. Tiny and T.I. are an example of that. There are some people that have arrangements where, he might want to have some fun, provided he doesn't really do anything. Okay, and there's that trust system. You know, maybe that's where they fall at. So I don't really feel comfortable commenting on that angle. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel comfortable judging Paul Pierce from, oh well, he's married, and I don't know his personal situation like that, and he hasn't divulged that. And I would think Paul Pierce would be smarter than that if there was something going in that situation where it could harm him in that manner. Um, and also, look, you know how I am. I'm not going to shit on Paul Pierce. But at the same time, you have somebody like, who can I use? Okay, you're going to shit on Paul Pierce for this situation, but then Al Franken, who was the former senator of Minnesota, had to resign because he was copping a feel on a chick, in a photograph and photographed it. Or, somebody like the former governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was fucking their maid, which wasn't an arrangement approved by his wife, or known about, or priorly known about or approved by his wife, the former First Lady Maria Shriver. Okay, so I'm not going to get on Paul Pierce's name, but what I am going to say something about is two things. The thing that really strikes me the most about this is you are an ESPN employee. Okay, we all know that. Unless you gave them your resignation yesterday and it hasn't been announced yet, you're an ESPN employee. Now that angle is troublesome. That he should know better than you know what I'm saying? And I don't think they would fire him for that, but he definitely could be reprimanded and something's gonna be mentioned to him about that. No doubt about it. Somebody from ESPN is gonna mention to Paul Pierce this situation. I don't think he's gonna be fired, but someone's gonna mention something to him about this. You know what I'm saying? Then we're in this Me Too culture. And even if he did have all of them sign NDAs and took their cell phones so they won't be photographing certain things that shouldn't be put out in public. Even if he went through all that, dot his T's and cross his T's and dot his I's, right? Even if he did all of that, you still can have one of these chicks sit there and say you did something. In this era, no. Unless it's in a situation, unless it's in a situation where he's around chicks that he's known for years and he know they cool, like cool is the other side of the pillow, right? Then I will be like, okay, all right, you know what I'm saying? But but still, don't film it. But if you don't know these chicks, because he did seem to name them by names, Monica or something, so maybe these are chicks that he know. Shit, maybe like I said before, maybe it's some situation where his wife might be bisexual. Maybe she likes women. Maybe they've had. We don't know that, and I really don't care. The only thing that I'm concerned about is the ESPN angle. Don't fuck up your money. Don't fuck up your money. And you're a public figure. And people, when you're a public figure, they expect more out of you than they out of themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's how it runs. When you're a public figure, people expect you to be holier than thou. Even though they say they hate people who are holier than thou, they apparently expect that from public officials or public figures. I put it like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, sometimes they do, but then other times they don't. But that's a whole different topic. But that's my take on it, man. I think Paul Pierce, the only real thing that blinks out at me is the ESPN angle. You know what I'm saying? ESPN and I don't even know if he's really. I don't know if he's did anything sexually with these women. I don't know. Um, I'm not going to speculate on that. I saw that Kyle Kuzma called him a sicko. You know, I don't know, man. Look, I'm a little torn on this one because The shit that Paul Pierce is doing right here was standard operating procedure for a young male uh, in the past. You know what I'm saying? I know some people say, "Oh, Paul Pierce, you're 43 years old and you're married. You have kids. You shouldn't." Man, get the fuck out of here. How do you think the Rat Pack work? You know what I'm saying? When I say the Rat Pack, those of you who are younger, I'm not talking about some extermination company. I'm talking about the Rat Pack. I'm talking about Frank Sinatra. I'm talking about Dean Martin. I'm talking about Sammy Davis Jr. Cat. I'm talking about Joey Bishop. Peter Lawford. I'm talking about those guys. They were all in their late 30s and 40s, and they were like a clique from the late 50s into the 60s. Like they were like the clique. They were a clique, and they were all older, late 30s, 40s, and many of them were married, and I think all of them were married at one point, for stretches, had kids, and they were fucking and sucking everything. You know what I'm saying? But that's the Hollywood lifestyle. Well, that's just Frank being Frank, and that's just Sammy being Sammy, and that's Dean being Dean. But nowadays men aren't supposed to have penises and balls and sex drives. We're supposed to get into our understanding about our male vaginas. Get the fuck out of here. So, Paul Pierce, be discreet. Be discreet. Okay? Uh don't fuck up your money. That's the only thing I'm concerned about Paul Pierce. Everything else, I don't really give a fuck about. You know what I'm saying? And also, don't put yourself in the Me Too, Bill Cosby, uh, you know, uh, 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 Bill Cosby slash what's the other guy, man? The guy that did the NFL player now. You know what I'm saying? The motherfuckers that they fucking with now with the Houston Texans. Don't put yourself in a situation like that. Okay? So that's all I got to say, man. Tell me what you guys think.